Good morning, everybody. Most likely evenings for some, most likely evenings.
You
Most
know what's
likely morning.
crazy?
You know what? Back from the beginning. Let me,
Yeah, John,
yeah,
you want
hold
to
on.
try that again?
Yeah. All
John, you
right.
know what's
And
crazy about
three,
the world?
2, 1.
Whoa.
Good morning, everybody. And we are live in the
John, do it again. Do
morning.
it again. Do it
Okay.
again.
All
Do
right.
it
All right.
again.
Back from the
From three. Before we hit live, do it again. And
3.
can you please
Okay.
have a little charisma this time because you
Yeah.
came in like if I would have seen the 3, 2, 1 you did before on live, I would have been like, I'll never watch this stream again.
I
So
guess it's weird because I'm being the host, but the host wouldn't do the countdown. Do you mind doing
I'll
the
do the
countdown?
code. Yeah, I'll do the countdown. But
And
please take my advice of what I said before and be charismatic if you can. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, everybody. We have a great show for you today. And by we, I mean the two of us, plus a special guest that will be talking about the brand new 112 scale museum quality Batwing from the beloved Batman 89.
What? Batman 89. I saw that movie in 89. What?
My memory of seeing the first glimpse of that movie was in the backseat of the car, the family car, driving by the drive-in theater and seeing Batman on the screen and quickly trying to change the channel to hear whatever scene was happening.
Is
Just like a
really?
moment.
That's the thing that happened?
That was the
Wow.
first experience of the Batman.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
mean, my first experiencing Batman 89 is I remember it was a little after my 30th birthday and
Yeah.
joking guys, obviously I'm super young. John, do you know what I was doing after, you know what I was obsessed with doing after watching that movie? And it would drive my mother crazy. I would do the the little Joker laugh. It would drive her nuts.
Like
You
at
know,
the
when
end of the
he
movie
would,
with the little broken box in his
yeah, the
when he
little broken.
spoiler alert, when he hits the pavement.
Yeah. Oh my God, we just spoiled the end of Batman 89, John. What are
Yeah.
we doing? What are we doing? Well, John, we're doing this 2 days in a row. We did a live stream yesterday. I almost feel like this is like a job.
Yeah.
You know, like this is like our that's kind of weird.
Well, it is my job.
Oh yeah.
I do want to, for people that don't know, we do have a guest, hence the thumbnail. But Jazzinc Diorama, this is a company that has a long history of 1/6 scale products. So this is a 112 scale time for them. But I think that this Batwing existed in the 1/6 scale, which I can't imagine that.
It did. Yes.
We will get that answer. Which you
It's
just gave
wild.
me.
I have seen the 1/6 scale in person.
Oh.
In somebody's house in the city of Los Angeles. So I knew a little bit about this company, but I have seen this thing in hand. I have held it in hand. It is beautiful. It is precious. It is very, very impressive, and I love it. So we should bring the guy who made it in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like people just sitting in the green room not having fun.
Yes, exactly. We like to keep them. It's like marinating in the green room. So that way, when you open the door, it's like a fighter that comes into the ring. Like, all right, it's like that's what you want to do. So without further ado, let's bring in the man that created the most beautiful Batwing that I have seen, for maybe and ever, Mr. Joost. I hope I got that right. The leader, the founder, the creator of Jazzinc Dioramas. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. I was going to go with, hi, my name is Joost. I'm from Hasbro. Oh, can you count me back in? But all right, you ruined it. You ruined it right there.
Yeah, well, you don't want to say from your Hasbro because you actually have a job. You know what I mean? So, how are you, sir? What time is it? Where you're at again?
It's 5 p.m. So that's pretty good. Usually, I'd start the live streams with the US YouTubers later. So this was nice actually. So I really appreciate you both being here, giving me the time to talk about this, and for waking up this early to be there bright and shiny, fresh and early, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, of course, man. Yeah, we have. I had mentioned this to you in the back, in the back, but I think the chat should know this. I had done a video review of the Batwing that you have coming out. That is, by the way, I do want to mention it is a crowdfund Batwing that is still it's got 1 day left to crowdfund. So I want to say that at the start right now. So if you want this to be a thing, if you've seen the video or if you like what you're going to see, we are going to put that in. The link is in the description of this, and we'll put it in the chat too. So we're not resting on our laurels yet that this is a Batwing that is a go. So I want to mention that at the top of the hour. What are we at right now? I can't see that. It's
we got 1 day and just under 13 hours left.
Okay, so there are about 97 people, and we got 97 people in the chat. So Joost, I think you're fine. Every one of these people in the chat, just go there right now. By the way, great payment plans. I didn't even realize this. I learned a lot of Jazzinc Diorama stuff that I didn't know about in the last few days. Great payment. If you got $25 a month, let's say, Joost, I know you're. Where are you again? Where are you located?
The Netherlands.
Okay, so I'm just trying to find the equivalent. I'm saying, guys, don't go to McDonald's for a day and a half. Well, it depends on how much you get. See, when I go to McDonald's, I got a kid. Usually it's like $28 by the time I'm out with a Happy Meal. So just take 1 day and just say, you know what? I'm going to cook my kid some dinner. We're not going to go to McDonald's. And guess what? You have now paid for 1 month of a Batwing. There you go.
Yeah, and your kid will live probably 10 days longer because of that.
Yes, your kid will live longer. But so my original point that I was making is I told you this in the back room, but I've gotten since that Batwing no less than maybe 130 DMs about hey, I got the Batwing. What's going on with the Bat? And these are the people that DM'd. These are so that doesn't even count. So there is a lot of interest in this this whole bat business, man. And it's because I think it's because look, there's a lot of Batwing stuff out, but like at the 1/12 scale, there's not like real museum quality shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
another thing to point out real quick, just oh god, I got stuck. I'm stuck in the what is it?
No.
The at the top of the site here. Look at this. How many companies do you see this in our industry?
Cool.
Company of the year, 2 years in a row, plus the 4.9 out of 5 on Trustpilot. It's pretty wild. So I mean that's pretty confident building.
And we've been nominated and are in the race for Company of the Year 2025 as well. So
all right, well we didn't ask you to come on here and brag, but
I do apologize.
Congratulations.
I'm getting an inkling, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you might like Batman.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's
for people that don't know, I mean, there's a variety of stuff to check out here. So if you want Batman specific things, of course you can check these things out. You will see primarily 1/6 scale with the Batwing being the 1/12 option. But you want to talk about a Penguin, which I heard was a bit of a challenge to get this guy on board before he got to see what you guys could do. Is that correct?
Yeah. You got you're very right. Yeah, because apparently he was done with all things Penguin, and so for all of the things that we do, we have to pitch not just to Warner Brothers, but also when it comes to figures, to the actors and actresses. And so, and Danny DeVito was not sure if you want to do more, have more Penguin stuff done, because you're seeing like. There's a couple of actors and actresses that are just done with the figure business, you know, like Jack Nicholson, unfortunately, does not allow anything to be made anymore, you know, that sort of thing. And Danny was leading that way. But we got the green light on this one. So that was happy days.
Oh, my God. This is so good, man.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because, I mean, there are definitely, I'm sure that side of the business it can be a pain for them sometimes.
Yeah.
And then like seeing the final result and just being like, this isn't what you're approved or whatever. But there are companies out there that also either don't hit what they said they would visually, or just like never will. And like the expectation is just, who wants to deal with that? That's kind of, I've seen it with a bunch of different characters, not just in Batman, where the end result I feel is like disrespectful to the actor. So I'm sure this is like a sigh of relief to know that like this is what can come from you guys.
Yeah, and this is all credit, of course, also to the people who did the sculpting and the painting. So we got Sean Dabbs and Viola Rodraka who do amazing work on that, and then together with the suppliers, because every single thing you see here is handmade, not just for the prototype, but for the production version as well. All the hairs are done. The painting is all done by hand. So, yeah, and then I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the final release of our Keaton sitting Batman figure.
I don't think so.
I recall seeing the sitting posts of him, but I didn't dig deep into that. Is that going to be through here? There we go.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's in there. But the thing is, because people were like eagerly watching, were we able to match the prototype? And so I put up a bunch of pictures to show. I'm looking for him now.
This is for the 1/6 scale vehicle.
Yeah. Do you
right?
mean you mean for this? I guess is what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but for the 1/6 scale, we matched. I can show you pictures where the final production version, and the prototype are like indistinguishable, because that's what I mean, and justly so. People are wondering, right? Because it's nice to show some cool stuff, but can you deliver? Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is, I think, being nominated again this year, you made very clear.
Are we saying that you're talking about the one that if you buy tier 4,
right?
The Keaton Batman that you get in the Batplane, in the Batwing, correct?
No, yeah, but so I was going to show what we've done for the 6 scale, because that one's coming out. That's shipping now, so I can show what the final. Let's see. Allow. I'm going to share this. So just to show you, the one on the left is the prototype that's you see on the site that people base their orders on, and the one on the right is the one that's actually shipping. So
yeah, I mean,
oh my God. Wow. And this guy's meant to go in the 1/6 scale.
Batwing and Batmobiles, yeah.
Batmobile as well, yeah.
I mean, the end result, to me,
there's a Batmobile too.
Yeah.
Arguably, to me, the actual product looks more detailed. Like there's more stubble and things in the face.
Yeah,
a better finish on the skin too.
By the way,
I like the pool
jump in here. Chat. A few people have asked if you have questions. You ask them, and then when we get to a point, I'll field them. So just ask away. We're just talking, shooting the shit right now. Yeah, this is a great. That's production. I didn't realize, Joost, until I saw the Batwing. I was like, oh my God, this is the same company that has that Catwoman, because people have sent me that Catwoman as well.
Right.
And that's another popular one. The Michelle Pfeiffer Batman Returns Catwoman, which if you guys have not seen it, is, I mean, that looks like it's going to be probably the best. That's going to be the best. I'm not just saying this here. That's going to be the best iteration of Catwoman. It comes in like battle damage.
Hey, buddy. It's all good, man. We can show. You know what I mean?
We're going to show it, John. Obviously.
Well, people tend to forget the Mad Hatter can also use the internet.
I know.
Oh.
But I like when John controls. I feel like John does a real good job. Like his smooth. He has a real smooth way of like scrolling. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, look at this. I mean, this is wild.
Yeah, I'm blown away. With action figures, I really appreciate a range of expressions because it just adds so much more to the figure and the experience, especially for photographers or whatever. But you guys are nailing it, and that can be sometimes the hardest part, I would imagine, with live action, is not only being able to capture their likeness in just a vanilla face, but then to push the boundaries of an expression like this. And also, how did you get that approved?
But seriously, how did you?
Yeah. You got to show, we got to show some of what you're doing, but not all. So, but the thing is, they're going to get them. So, actually, Michael Keaton asked for 12.
Oh my God.
Oh wow!
But, yeah. And so Michelle Pfeiffer is getting one. We're currently talking to Julie Newmar because we've done her Catwoman. And she is, and I love this because she's like, what is she, 92, 93 now? And she was put out of her home during the Hollywood fires.
Oh wow! She was
and so. And all the while we were in the progress of developing this, but she stayed on top. And so we've been talking to her about doing a signature edition, but she still, she wanted to see really what we were going to make. So when we showed the pictures a couple of days ago, then we sent it to her, and it really has to live up to her very, very high standard to see if she wants to put her signature on that. And then we have to go through Warner Brothers to see if they can get that approved as well. But anyway.
Wow. A few people have asked me, can you still get that Catwoman?
Yes. Okay. For now, yeah. You can still pre-order it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is one of these gateway. Congratulations, you're like a gateway drug company. And I'm not the only one that says it, because like I know other people that are like, oh my God, I looked at the Batwing and then I saw the Catwoman. It's like and then the Batman anime. Something that I love, that's very precious to me. The Batman. You're in the Batman animated game as well.
Yep.
Oh, what is that? Which something just beeped here. And you have this, and you also have an amazing the car. You got the guy doing the Batmobile. Let me check on that. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Another set of great expressions. Classic of that Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't imagine the house. I mean, you're at work, so of course you have the space for this stuff. But how is somebody with a home, or like me in an apartment,
we get the most we get the most beautiful. Yeah, this is tricky. This one is 120 centimeters. So what is that? Over 4 feet, somewhere between 4 and 5 feet. That's a big one. But we get the most beautiful pictures from people who show off their setups. I mean,
right.
We've got guys that got their whole basement. Like this one, and I wish I could find it quickly, but he's got like his whole basement. It's like a whole floor, and he's got these huge dioramas showing off these different. That is like walking into a museum for sure.
Yeah, that is like the collection I think most of us dream of having, kind of like Behind You, versus where we just buy some shelves and like shove 50 figures into like a 15-inch space and just go, that's all I can do, man.
Yeah.
We want to have this like, showroom experience, but
it's I get to work every morning. First thing I do, I walk in here, turn on all the lights, and it just and look.
You have You do like the Christian Bale Batman thing where all the lights in the Dark Knight just kind of like
I would add sound effects in that get triggered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just goes up.
Yeah, that is cool.
Just those lights.
All right, yeah. Make me think about cool stuff.
Yeah, this thing. Just a question, like, what is it? Obviously, there's like a big Batman. Was the way into, because like in terms of like the history of the company, I'm just curious because this is a very Batman heavy company. And is it just because like Batman is like the main interest, and or are you like expanding, or did you start with other stuff? Like, I'm just curious, like what the trajectory was, and you know, how it's like it's so Batman centric.
Yeah, because that's the two things I love, Star Wars and Batman. And when I started, I built something for myself that's right here. Still, it's the like a big Death Star hallway for because I saw these cool collectibles, and so when I got them, they didn't look as cool as the pictures, and it's not because they weren't the same quality, but if you put them there and you don't have the right lighting and the right setup, it just doesn't make the most of the figure.
Right.
And so I built this, and I shared it on what's now Collectible Freaks forum. People freaked out, asked if I could build one for them.
Wow.
I said no for a very long time, and then long story short, people said, you know what, if we get a bunch of people together, would you do a small run? And I said, okay, I would do that. I did that. My dad came in to help me because he just retired and bored out of his mind. And so me and my dad built these things. And then it's really a grassroots company because then we went to other things that people were requesting. Then we and the thing was, I really loved Batmobiles, but there was only one available in 6 scale, and they weren't making any others. So we made a couple of Batmobiles, and we got on Warner Brothers radar in a good way. Some people high up were a fan. We got the license, and I basically want to do all Batmobiles ever seen, right? So we did animated one. I want to do Arkham Knight. I want to do 1997. When the Batman 2 comes out, I hope he tweaks and makes the car cool so that we can do another one with that. So there's been a whole lot of time where we focused on Batman, but starting next year, that's going to change.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's all I can say for now, though.
All right. So, Joost, now you're on the hook. Make your announcement. Mad Hatter premiere, Johnny premiere. Go. What's the new? No. Wow, dude, that's a crazy story. So you got on the radar. You got on Warner Brothers radar.
Yes.
And now you're just kind of like, yeah, I met with Michelle Pfeiffer. No big deal. You know what I mean? That's a wild story. This is like, I thought you were like
email.
Dude, I honestly, I'll be honest, I thought you were like a ringer that worked at, you know, like Hasbro or somebody that worked, you know, like, oh, I worked at this company and I had, because that's a whole, that's, you know, like, obviously, you know, there's like a whole connection hierarchy that you need and this and that. That's crazy. I would have never thought that.
Yeah, this is all, and it's all grassroots down to where we are looking at now, the 12 scale Batwing, because every time I show a vehicle, and I've recently shown pictures of the development of the tumbler, I get 1 or 2 emails and 1 or 2 comments every day. Oh, do you make this in 12 scale? Do you make this in 12 scale? And so we tried it once. We did the BVS and Justice League Batman vehicles in 12 scale. And that really didn't go very well. Because I had 300 made worldwide, and it took like 4 years to sell them all.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, you know what? If we're gonna do it, I wanted to give it a go one more time, but it's a bit of a catch-22 because you got to have way more sales numbers than 300 pieces worldwide to make it to a price point where it's interesting for the 12 scale community. But if you don't get to that price point, then how are you gonna so, you know, anyway, we thought for a longer while, how are we going to get there? We're going to set a target we think is viable, calculate the price of that, and do sort of like a Kickstarter. And we got to the point where we were ready to do a Kickstarter, and my wife, who's also in the company, was like, but why go? Because she's very good at all the back end stuff, but also the legal stuff. And she says, there's a lot of stuff you got to deal with if you go through Kickstarter. Why don't we build our own? That makes it more flexible as well, and it saves us and the customers a lot on fees, which means we can offer the price even lower. And I was like, dude, let's do that, because the thing is, there's more products that I would want to try, but I don't know if they're going to be successful. I mean, like the 1997 Batmobile, least favorite Batman movie, huge vehicle. But if you're a completist like me, you want to have it made. But do we get enough people to do that? If you have the Kickstarter type functionality into your site, you can try that. Plus, with this one, we had the price calculated to 3,000 units, right? And it was going very slow actually until you got involved. We were stuck around 800 for longest time, and now we're at over 1,400. That is so cool. So anyway,
Yo, so you know what? There's actually an official name for it. It's called the Hatter Bump. I don't know if you know.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on the trademark for that, but it's.
I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon. It's a strange phenomenon that happens. But please continue.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're on Kickstarter, then it's just gone, done, and over with. And in this case, so we usually, because we're such a small company, we don't need a big margin. And I was like, okay, so when we calculate to 3,000, we need to get to 2,200 to get out of the red. So we start making money after we ship the 2,200th. Yeah, let's go with that thing. Okay. So what if I give it another week and set the deadline to 1,500? I think before it ships in summer, we can get those additional 700 orders.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'm out of the red, but then I'm in the 12 scale game, and then I can do like the 89 Batmobile next, because a lot of people have been asking that.
Oh, man.
Our version of the Tumbler, accurate with the LiDAR scan and the only accurate interior, boom, then that could be next. And you know what? This Batwing is going to be a collector's item, because I think we're going to grow into this 12 scale market the way we did with the 6 scale. People are going to understand we're for real and we're really passionate about stuff. And you know, that it's just going to be an investment now. Yeah. If I stay in the red on this project, it's fine, because I'm looking to the future, basically.
Yeah, it's interesting.
No, I think
it's my turn to talk. I think
John,
it's got to be, quite the experience to be starting a company and seeing how that goes. And then I imagine the 1/12 scale is almost like doing it all over again. That it's there is some overlap, of course. I mean, we even see it in our chat and our community and between the two of us, but they're almost like different worlds, the 1/6 and 1/12 of those collectors.
Yeah. And even more than I was expecting, which is why it took so long to get any traction, basically.
Right. There are a lot of companies that have been in the 1/6 scale world for a long time that I just only hear about recently, because they start getting into 1/12. InArt is one of those.
Love them.
Is this something that you would like to continue and do with the figures themselves in 1/12?
I don't know yet.
It's a totally different approach when you have to switch from soft goods on a lot of things down to getting into sculpted plastics, because sometimes it just doesn't work for like a suit or something. If it's not, it sounds like it's not completely off the table, but it's not immediate future.
That sounds right. I mean, to be fair, because you mentioned InArt, before I saw InArt's A Dark Knight Batman, I was like, 12 scale figures might not be for me, because I want to see at least close to what we can do in 6 scale, which is the target for the 12 scale Batwing. We got like 99% of the detail of that in there. Now that I've seen the InArt Batman, I'm like, maybe.
But Batman is
I think
wildly
somebody within that company sold their soul to the devil. They're working with black magic or something. So
impressive stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's wildly good. I've never seen something that was that that actor accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
At that
That scale.
that scale.
Yeah.
But not to send customers in our today. We're sending customers to Jazzinc. This is the way to connect this is that like they're not doing it in a vehicle like this. So if I'm able to have at some point a Batman with that level of detail in 1/12 scale, and I can have a vehicle next to it, because right now, like when I reviewed that Batman, Dark Knight, but I all I had was a McFarlane vehicle to look at, you know, and that's just like, it's such a different experience. It's like wearing a Gucci suit and then you get in your Toyota Camry, you know. It's like, it doesn't fit, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm sorry, I'm going through the chat here, guys. Let's take, if we can. Let's just take just an aside. I just want to acknowledge the chat right here because they've been very lovely, and there's a lot of. If I miss questions, guys, just ask it again, because all the weird, everything on the column went weird. But we'll just do a quick hello. Oh, Ace from Ramen Toys is here. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, cool.
Oh my God, it's a lot of. Okay, well. Just a general hello to everybody, because I just, for some reason, can't scroll back to all the good mornings. But, you know, let's go to a question here. By the way, the link is in the chat. We have been putting in the chat. We are, I don't know, 90-something away. This is a fun. This isn't Tron. This will fun. Yost, just a warning, you might want to stay away from the Tron franchise. Okay, it might be cursed. Okay, but that's. I mean, maybe you can revitalize it. I have no idea. Oh God, I'm looking for the. I saw a question. Guys, if you have another question, it's okay to just repeat the question, because a lot of these are just compliments, though. You know, like the 1/6 scale, City Keaton is insanely amazing. This Catwoman is game over. So I want you to see that, you know, that it's not just. There's a lot of love
that's so cool.
for what you do here. Ready for Spirit of Greed. Spirit of Greed is another. It's a whole other thing. Yost, have you heard of Flipboard? That's another big. The big franchise that's growing out there called Flipboard. I don't know if that's on your radar.
No, not at all. Not at all. I would say.
Okay, but that might be a product that you make down the line. I actually thought when you said you had a big announcement, it was going to be Flipboard, but just you might want to do at some point. You'll get to know what that is, because it's kind of taken over things. Julie Newmar is awesome.
So shall I answer that question that you just had up?
Was that a question? I thought that was but please land on anything.
So I saw two questions that I thought we should address. So the first question was what materials will it be made of? Is it ABS or metal? It's going to be a little bit of both. So there are some metal subframe pieces that we always use, including like the support and the whole bar going through the vehicle, stabilizing the wings so that these things will never sag. We don't use ABS, so we've got a special formula for. It's technically still a plastic, but there's two things you want when you make a high-end scale model. So you want high tolerance levels, because if you work in 6 scale. And you've got something that's 120 centimeters, so that's like I said, 4.5 feet. If you got a 1% or make it a 0.1% deviation, you're already you've got like several millimeters, so you've got like a 1/4 inch of deviation. So we use materials that have a 0.001% tolerance, which is the highest tolerance level you can get in those plastic-like materials. And that's the thing with you working on big scale. is any small tolerance issue is going to blow up in your face really quickly.
Yeah.
And the metal is there for stability and longevity and all that sort of thing. So that was question one I saw that I wanted to answer. Question two, and this is an interesting and one that I wanted to stick with, because what I've been learning, coming from the six scale world, everything is quite consistent when it comes to size, right? And everything is quite to scale. I've had a few things like the Batman sitting up there behind the desk that wasn't really to scale, so I had to scale up the desk and the chair a bit, but that's an exception, right? Now, we have our Batwing, and we've had it made to 6 scale. We fitted several 6 scale figures in there. They all fit, right? Then we scaled that down to 12 scale, and certain figures fit, other figures don't, even though they all claim to be 12 scale.
Right.
So that leaves us with a difficult choice. Do you stick to true 12 scale? Or if we get to the point where we can fund it, do you scale it up slightly so there's room for more for other figures in there? Because that's the reality I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's especially just talking about Batman figures, it's almost, there's so many brands that have touched on that franchise. Yeah. So it's like, do you, I mean, I would say, don't worry about the McFarlane crowd. don't scale it up so much that those huge things have to fit. But I can understand that, like, you have in art scale much closer to 112, if not accurate, I guess. And then you have like Mayfax, SH Figuarts, and all these companies that have played in that space that all deviate from each other because, like you said, Mezco's a great one for that. They're labeled as a 112 company. It's like their whole branding, 112 Collective, and you get it, and they're really much larger than that.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like I said, I was like, how does a 12 scale Batman not fit in our Batwing when all 12 scale Batman, 6 scale Batman figures, and I've tried several ones in there, do fit in our 6 scale Batwing. Right. That is so. Yeah.
Well, it's tough, and I don't know what to tell you as far as that answer goes. It seems like a safe bet is just maybe just a little bit more, than being true. But if you're sticking with vehicles and you're going to provide potential, sitting versions of those figures to go in there, then it's kind of like, well, yeah, maybe you just stick with your guns on that and just do the best you can to have the best version of that thing.
Yeah,
they're already massive.
It's difficult.
And that, like, how many of us really want or need the guy to be in the thing? You know, I know most people that have any form of a Batmobile, the emphasis on the bill,
Batmobile,
they have the character standing outside of it. Even if it does fit, because it just looks cooler, and you still get to see the dude. Speaking of Ramen Toys, he's got conversion kits to make the McFarlane a 2-seater, and while the figures still do fit in, well, now I can't see the seats and the details of the work there, and I want him outside of the vehicle anyway. So like, I can't. I imagine this is a pretty tough place to be.
Yeah, I think I can play with the interior a little bit to make a little bit more room. That's what I've been thinking of, because I've been toying with this ever since I learned that there are so many different and different definitions of 12 scale by the different companies.
Yeah.
So, but
I kept on thinking that, like, I really. So when I was moving stuff around the Batmobile, I actually compared it to a few other figures off camera. I had a Mezco Batman. I had a Mayfex Batman.
Yeah.
Which Mayfex is like, the Spider-Man fit in real well. The Batman is so I was going by the lowest, the smallest in the 112 scale. I don't personally care that much. I like that in the offering in the Batwing, there is, Batman. If you get like one of the offerings, there's like a Batman that you can put in. I'd be so curious to see that in person. I don't really care that much because I've seen the Batwing, the McFarlane one, like in hand, and I have the one that's the animated one. It's too big. I can't do it with the Batwing. I can't do anything with it. I ended up in my old place. I had it on a wall as like like an ornament. But I like that this Batwing is in that right space where I can just kind of put it on a shelf. It has the what is it called? The bat symbol that it stands on.
For the flight
it
stand.
doesn't have it's compact enough that you can put that on the shelf and the Batwing hangs on there. But if I added like another foot on each, which probably would be enough to accommodate, let's say, a Mezco figure, I just think it would be too big. So I'm conflicted with the whole 1/12 thing has to fit in there. So I don't know. That's a tough.
The difference between the two tiers to get this Batman in the thing is like $14 or $24 or something.
The price, it's not much.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's not a lot.
Plus, the thing is, with an action figure or a collectible, whatever you want to call it, you're never going to get it into a natural sitting pose. That's the thing which I like about the seated Batman. That's why we also did it in 6 scale. And you don't damage your figure. It sits perfectly. It's got the right, everything. So, yeah, that's why I thought that would not be an issue. But I do see a bunch of questions. And I think it's based on what I see. I think the slight majority want to have their figures fit inside. So, but I also hear what you're saying, where if you make it much bigger, it's not as easy to display, and it's off scale. So we'll play with that. That's the beauty of working with us. As soon as we get to the 1500, we'll keep everyone in the loop on the progress. And this thing is by no means set in stone. So,
right.
For instance, if you look at the pictures on the site, you're seeing version 1 of the design, which is basically a shrunk down version of the 6 scale version. But if you look at the video that you did, you'll see there are different vertical stabilizers on there. And there's a reason for that, is because we based our 6 scale model off of the 1:1 scale that was actually eventually crashed in front of the Gotham Cathedral. It had slightly more squared off leading edge, and there's 2 scales of the scale model. There's this 4 scale and then the even smaller scale that both had slightly different but more rounded leading edges. So there's actually 3 different versions of the vertical stabilizers. So we upgraded that, changed it. Both were accurate, but people were requesting that. So like I said, it's not set in stone. Give us your feedback, and we'll take a look at that. We've changed the vertical stabilizers, but we'll also look into the size and see how much we can play with it to get more figures to fit inside them.
That's amazing. And chat, I mean, if we're just talking like scale, I think, and John knows a lot about this too, but so chime in too. But I think I would not care about a McFarlane figure fitting in something like this. So meaning like that's a big figure, that's a big ask, and I don't think people are pairing this up. But like, if this to me was maybe leaning towards like in art, that's another question, by the way, I got a lot in that review, is does the in art Batman fit in? It did not for me. It was like I felt like it's like almost there, but I can see a lot of people wanting a scale like in art, or wanting a scale like Mafex, or wanting a scale, and chime in chat. I don't know if I'm missing something, or Mezco. If you wanted something to scale in there, like I said, I like something close to what I held in my hands in terms of size. I couldn't go that much bigger, but that's why we're here. Let the people tell you. And we do have a super chat. I do want to plus this in. Plastic Reality just wanted to give $4.99 just to say hello. One more thing, guys. You also have a lot of questions about scales. I'm going to lump them into one. We had one back then saying, and I'm sorry I lost your comment. It's right here. Any chance for 1/18 scale? And we had somebody saying any chance for 1/10 scale. You have a lot of like any chance scale questions. Joost.
No. So we're dedicated 6 scale. We want to really do some 12 scale work as well, but no more scales after that. At least not for any foreseeable future. So no.
Yeah, that's tough because generally companies we work with this scale.
Yeah.
and that's it. But you are doing 2 scales, and so we're seeing some 1/6 companies do that. It would be wild. It would be such a, I would assume, business-wise, such a headache to have a 3rd scale mixed in.
Yeah, because it's like you said earlier. It's like reinventing the wheel or trying to start the company all over again. So yeah. So all right.
I think having this sitting option is really, it's such a, like, that's the way I would go. And then you just take it out and then have the guy next to it. Like, if people are asking if in-art fits in there, I assume based on they're curious about fitment and scale. Why would you have that Batman in this Batwing, right? Like, at the end of the day, I don't want him in.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe they want the silhouette, but yes, at the end of the day, why are you putting a Christian Bale? But I did get that question a lot. Like, people were like, this in-art. I think it's because, like, it's a credit to this that in-art is kind of a museum quality figure, and this is a museum quality you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to put a turd in this. You know what I mean? Like you
right,
want to,
which is why I said don't worry about the McFarlane. You don't have to comment. It's another company dealing with the license. You don't have to say anything. I'll say it for you.
So what I'm hearing here is try to keep the outside scale as much as possible, the same much as possible, and then try to squeeze a bit more room out of the cockpit without changing the design too much. That's what I'm going to try and do to accommodate actually slightly overscaled figures in there, because that's the feel I'm getting from the people now in the chat, but also the rest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Look, 1/12 is a whole other animal, as you know. Like, it's got a whole other audience. It's got a whole other, and there are people. It's the first thing that I did when I took it out. Is I took out all my Batman figures. I was just upset that I didn't have the SHF Batman, because I think that's even smaller. And I would have. I'm so damn curious to see the Batman that this comes with, or might come with. I know you said you might be adjusting stuff. I assume that means you would adjust that Batman that comes with it. But you have people that are in the it's also a credit to the cockpit, because the cockpit looks so fucking good. It's and Batman looks great in the cockpit with all the lights and all the fun shit,
Yeah, and but it's a good question. Would I scale up Batman too if I made some more room in the cockpit? I'm not sure. But I can see if I can work out a way to get this thing to you. It's I mean, it's the version 1, but
I can it'd just be fun to compare it, and just because we got a lot of questions. People love Batman, and they want to know how they. But I think most people will display it in front of the. That's what I think, in front of the Batwing. Let me just plus in the super chats. I'm sorry. I'm also trying to keep chat. I want to prove to John that I do something on this channel. Rackaman Chris with the $4.99. Will this 1/12 Batwing fit into my 1/6 Batwing cockpit? Make one big enough to do that? I mean, there you go. Thank you for that, by the way.
I will see what I can do. Sure.
All right.
So somebody else in the questions asked if I can make the machine guns flash. Well, so right now, even if we get to 1,500, I want to make sure that people understand this project for me is still in the red, right? So we're losing money on this until we get to 2,200 units. Then we break even. And we would really need to get past 3,000, which is what this price was based on. The calculation was based on, to look at adding more stuff. And if I add more stuff, the first things I want to add is not the flashing machine guns, but maybe extra legs for the flight stand, so that you can people can choose different poses. A moon backdrop makes most sense, like a cool print of a moon. So those would be higher on my list before flashing guns. To me, and I don't want to offend anybody here, flashing front guns feels a bit too much Kenner, too much toyish to me. Because
I think you just lost the chat, Joost. I think that,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, but continue. No, I think all that I agree with that whole assessment. $9.99 super chat right here from Batman Collectibles, appropriately named. You're offering a sitting figure cheap enough. Don't worry about making others fit. The more you try to put in and out a figure, better chance of breaking something. Thank you for the super chat. So there's that perspective too.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, the flight stick yoke thing is a fiddly, very small piece anyway. So I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. And we do have another one right here. Thank you, everybody, for this kind super chat. Keaton Car 89. These guys are very on brand, by the way. They all showed up. You got Keaton Car 89 with the 2 GBP. Happy to back this build. There you go.
Yeah.
And then we got another one from Ramen Toy right here, friend of the channel, partner of mine, 25 HKD. Yes, I think that means that pretty much backed your bat plane. I don't know the conversion, but I think that amount means that you're
Hong Kong dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the red. As a backer, I wish to know what material will this Batwing be made of? Is it injection plastic or soft tooling? Surely the material has a name. I don't know if you want to comment on that. You can.
Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, it's a form of plastic, and it's not going to be soft tooling. There's going to be metal injection molds made for this to get to the level that we need. But I believe I've been talking to him because he wanted to also put his hat in the ring for helping make this. So I don't know. Let's just keep that out of the live.
He's always got an ace up his sleeve.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there were sexy conversations happening. Okay, I backed it. Let's go.
Thank you.
You got a lot of support here, man. There's a lot of people that I've been just kind of and sorry about chat if I can't plus in everything here.
89 to go. Oh, that is also on brand.
Yeah,
come on.
That's what I was gonna say. But so nobody can back it now because they're gonna see that 89 and go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I do think that once this is released, as long as people get to know about it, I think that I would think that when people see it in hand, you can double. I don't know, John. Do you think that's right? I think you.
Yes, this is the kind of stuff that once reviews start hitting, you're gonna if you buy 5,000 of these things from your factory, and once reviews start hitting, those numbers are just gonna be like whoop. And then if anything's on display at a convention or something like that, people will. It's a similar scenario. And it's tough when you're backing stuff like this because you have to make them during the backing phase or after. But Hasbro has created the Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters, and that was a backed project. And then when we were at San Diego Comic-Con, I saw it in person, was like, oh my God, if people could have seen this, the thing that I didn't back because I was like, nah. But if people could have seen this thing in person, the numbers would have skyrocketed.
Yeah,
it's crazy good, but that's the downside of we can't show you yet until you buy it.
Yeah,
no, he's 100% right. I actually saw that one he's talking about. Somebody lent me one to review, and I have nothing but regrets. I was like, I can't. And we did the same thing when we saw it at Comic-Con. So there is a thing. There are people. And it's just people like that they have to just see and I don't disagree with everybody buy stuff the way and look, this is a $400 ask. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a $10 figure. I'll take a chance or whatever. And by the way, I say that it is appropriately priced. Like you don't feel like you're like this is worth it for the price. But regardless, at any price, I think over $200, people are going to be like, well, I might want to see reviews. But I really do. I think once people get it in hand and they show it in their collections and they show it with their stuff in there and all that stuff, I think that I can see it doubling that number. This is a funny one. This chat right here, it doesn't regard it as a super chat, like, I don't know, John, if you see it on your end, it just says Robert, but it says super chat on there. I guess you could just write the word super chat and then we just plus you in. But it says 205. Use guys is killing it. So I don't know. He got around the system somehow.
Didn't pay.
And then we got this super chat right here.
Still made that money though.
Yeah, exactly. They'll take it out of our paycheck.
And you were gonna say something. I apologize. When we were, I think you kind of got. I don't want to go to the chat. You had some thoughts there. Joost.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'll yeah. Oh yeah. So I've got two thoughts. So let's address at Ramen Toy again. Too bad my question was not concisely answered. It's not a difficult question. I'll assume it's injection molded. I believe that's what I said. It's going to be injection molded. I do not understand the huge importance. It is part of the plastic family. It is close to ABS, but it leaves us with higher tolerances and more detail. No need to go further into that. Some of that is anyway. Back to what you were saying. Yeah, I think there's a version of this. There's a world where I think we could double as soon as people see it. That's what I'm thinking too, because that's usually how it goes with our other stuff. The thing is, I have to commit to all investments before, and so I would be gambling that would happen, right? And that's a tricky thing.
Well, it is, and then you like, because I've done this with just my personal stuff. As an artist, I have projects for dioramas and things that I create, but I essentially run small pre-orders to know what I should like to hit a goal that makes sense for me to order, and then gives me an idea what is the demand that I can order X number more. So that is, I imagine it's the same scenario, but like tenfold, because we're talking about a lot more money here and a lot more time and more people involved. But yeah, okay, maybe this project's going better than expected, and then you order this many. Now you have too many, or it's you never know until once the opportunity is there for people buying and then going, oh, you got it from here. Okay, I'm going to buy one. Like you said with the other thing, you had 300 of them, but then it took forever to get them gone.
Yeah, that's the reality of it. And like I said, I'm so but I hear you, and I hope what we normally do, we will take people on the journey with us for every step, show the tooling, show the parts being made, show how everything has to be sanded, hand assembled, hand painted, and weathered, and we get some early production samples so that we can see how everything fits, and we will send out some of those early samples, of course, to you guys as well, so that you can see this is what the final product is. And then maybe we get close enough to where I'm, because there's a whole supply chain that are going, Joost, I need the numbers, because when we're talking about injection molding, there's a lot of choices to be made. If you make 1,000 of something, or 3,000 or 5,000, it's different materials in the molds, right? It's all metal, but it's different sorts of metal. It's different type of hardening process to keep the molds in good shape for the run that you're going to do. So I need to weigh that and take a bit of risk, I guess. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just seeing the stuff, and of course, I only got to watch his video, but that video versus what's on the website, and seeing obviously the awards on the website. Plus, you've been nominated, I heard, this year.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. How'd you hear it? Where'd you hear that?
But the quality obviously is there, and it seems that people, even some people in this chat, have been proud owners of the products in the 1/6 scale. So it seems like the confidence is there from you, but the proof is also behind you and on the site and in real world examples. And when it comes to vehicles, I think as a collector, with my experience, I'm more comfortable and I feel more confident as a buyer of like, oh, this is the first time they've done this scale or something. When it's a vehicle, it's like that, not to lower the quality of the like amount of work you put into this, but it's easier to push a vehicle which is already large into a smaller scale and have success with that visually than trying to take a human likeness and squish it down, which we essentially talked about earlier. So
you
know, the vehicle side of it, if a company was like, oh, we're going to scale down and offer this, I'd be like, oh, that's awesome, it's going to be great. But the human side of it, you're like, ooh, yeah, I don't know, like you hesitate more. But I don't know, there's just a lot of rambling to say that I think this is going to be a very highly successful thing. If not this project, as you are committing to 112, that I think you're going to get deeper into the 112 scale collector world and find just as much, if not more, success as your 1/6.
I certainly hope so. Like I said, it's kind of a bet the farm kind of moment where when we set it to 1,500 instead of the 3,000 we needed. And that's because I'm in for the long haul. I'm not in for just this project. I really want to see other stuff in 12 scale. I want to see, the first thing I just really want to do is get that 1989 Batmobile right next to the Batwing. And then a tumbler and a 1966. Because we've done so much research on everything where for the 1989 Batmobile to get one that is accurately shaped with all those complex curves, have the two different side pods just like they're supposed to be, have the drooping nose cone, have the paint job, you know, that sort of thing. I want to do that in 12 scale as well. So yeah.
Dude,
well, that'll be an instant seller, I think, for a lot of people. The Batwing obviously is a classic vehicle, but the car obviously holds more weight for most people, I would imagine. My question would be, is the diorama in the world of 112 a possibility as well?
That would be I really don't know, because on the one hand I do think the 12 scale world should be so much bigger than the 6 scale world, right? And just in volume, if you look at how many makers are out there, how many people collect 12 scale, how much easier it is to fit it or pay for it. So if you look at it that way, I'd say yes, but on the other hand, 12 scale turns out to be quite difficult. So I would really love to try. See, okay, so the one I would love to try it with for the 6 scale next year, we're going to be showing off what we've just started working on, which is the 1989 Batcave.
Oh man,
wow!
There's so much opportunity with the theme and the styling and everything from that.
Oh, so I don't think it's a bad idea once we've done the Batwing and the 1989 Batmobile to try the 1989 Batcave as the first 12 scale diorama, because the 6 scale diorama I think is a sure thing. An 89 Batcave, Batcomputer setup, you know.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people would love that. I do want to read the super chat right here. I think this is probably a personal contact of yours, Joost. $5. Good to see you this evening. Regards to Janica. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, Janica. Yeah, that's my wife. The Hawk Benjamin is a great fan. Bought, I think he's got everything we ever made, and he's always there in the live streams. He's just such a source of positive energy always. So hi, Ben. Thank you.
We need some positive energy here. I like that people now are doing this thing. They're going super chat 1989. They're literally just writing the super chat. It's not going to work other than that time, guys. I do want to say too. Here's my personal opinion on the 112 scale and the breaking even. Throw this opinion away if you want, of course. But I think if you break even, I think if you just broke even, it would be a win. Even if you took a loss, I feel like it would be a win, because I think that what's important about this Batwing is this might be your pay to play in the 112 scale world, because that happens a lot. That's what McFarlane did when he bought that baseball. You know, he bought that baseball as a pay to play in the sports world, and then he started selling sports stuff. I think sometimes people just want that first thing that comes out, and then you're suddenly a player in the 1/12 scale. I know how these guys work. I know, you know, we're crazy, and the 1/12 scale world is a different world. I don't think you're going to take a loss on it, by the way. I think it will do very well, especially once people start reviewing it and, you know, like they see the reviewed copy. But I think even if you did, it's an impressive way to come out, because 1/6 scale is very, very different. The numbers are very, very different. And if somebody gave me the money to do that and they said, hey, you know, you're going to come out with a 1/12 scale, but you might take a loss, I'd be like, that's fine. That's my entry point. Because then you have all the people regretting they didn't get the Batwing, and then they jump on the Batmobile, and then, you know, they go, we're all nuts, dude. And but it's a, I think as a pay to play, it's worth it regardless. I don't think you lose. You already didn't lose. I mean, you're going to make the goal. So yeah, that's my opinion.
I'm with you 100%, and I think seriously, if it sticks around 1,500 or maybe 2,000, this thing is going to be the thing I love is there's so much stuff that we made that there's huge wait lists for. So everything on the secondary market is goes up huge. I say this is going to be the same thing, because we are here to stay in the 12 scale world. I feel that is a viable thing for us, and this is going to be the smallest edition size we do then. And the people who backed us now will be rewarded in the aftermarket, basically. So anyway,
afterlife in Valhalla,
which is why we don't get rid of our toys,
right? We do have another super chat right here with the 2 GBP. If it's a green light of 1,500, 2,000 for a wish list. I think 3,000. I think you'll sell 3,000 of these. That's thank you for the super chat, by the way.
Yeah, cool guys.
Very exciting stuff, dude. I love that you are getting into the 1/12 scale market. I think that. And that you have some other stuff, obviously some other properties. I love Batman all day, but it'd be fun to see your take on other things. I know somebody had mentioned Mad Max before. We're not trying to play guess, but like there are things that I know like that, you know, that would be a great, like your type of branding would be great, and your style would be great. And I love your story. Honestly, dude, I thought you were like a ringer from like some like a big. I was like, this is professional enough to think that, you know, you hopped off the, I don't know, the Hasbro boat or something. But that's wild, dude.
Yeah, no. This is a small family company. It's all hobby. It's all a lot of love from me, my wife, my dad. And we've never even set foot in Hasbro or any of those offices. Yeah. So for new licenses, I've said this on another channel, so I can at least say, you know, we're partnering with Factory Entertainment, and they have an entryway into the Universal Studios world. Maybe even the stuff that Amazon just bought, and some other stuff that I really cannot say. But there's going to be some cool stuff coming, that's for sure. As Barry said from Factory Entertainment, we're going to be making some beautiful babies. So,
oh my god, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting for sure. Looking forward to. Is there like a estimated press release of that information?
They're crossing the T's, dotting the I's with legal of the licensor. I think January is not crazy. All right, Jordan. So yeah.
So not to distract from me. I just I already forgot. I totally forgot what I was saying.
Sean.
Oh, your story of being where you are now is also like a great tale, a great story. It's like motivating for people that are interested in, that want to pursue possibilities of playing in this space. You know, like you said, you were in a forum with other people and creating dioramas, and then suddenly that became a real business, which is incredible. So that Star Wars diorama is kind of like, you know, you go in, I don't know how this is in the Netherlands, but sometimes a small shop will have like a little dollar bill framed, and that was like the first dollar they ever made. That's kind of your little dio there. Little dio. Like I touched it. No, that's
the thing is over 4 foot wide, but I hear what you're saying. But that is true. And I am here on a Saturday and I love it because and I couldn't have said that for any previous job. I was looking forward to this all day. You can ask my wife. So it is. I mean, of course, it comes with bad stuff. Nothing is 100% wonderful and great, but this is the best job I've ever had, and I want to keep doing it as long as you guys and girls let us do this. So, there's so much stuff that I really want to get made, and I'm like I've said it before. I'm genuinely just excited to show the stuff that we've been working on in the 6 scale for the 12 scale market, to show off that 89 Batmobile where we've done like 100, I don't know how many thousands of hours of research to get to all those little details. I want to do that in 12 scale. And I hope, you were talking about the press release. I don't know if there's going to be a press release, but at least the news on January will allow me to do some other passion things from my youth. So.
Well, it's exciting because that sounds like we have the same youth. So I think a lot of these collectors, you know, we're all growing up with the same type of stuff. So there's something very iconic and memorable that just sticks with us for many, many years with the stuff from the 80s and 90s movies. But look, we're at 85 backers to go now, which is great. And there's 1 day and just under 12 hours left.
I got a feeling we're going to get there.
Yeah, I think you'll get there today. Just put in my order. Super excited. We have Replay Crew. Just so you know, Replay Crew, when you watch this, you got 1 day left. I'm looking at it right here. You got 1 day and 14 hours to back the Batwing. Okay. And payment plans are very, very good on this site. And I have to flag that because some payment plans are not good on the site. Sometimes I go to a website, I want to buy something for $500, and it's like, okay, you pay $250 now, and then in 1 hour and 15 minutes, pay the other $250. This one is very, very good. You can go as low as 12 months and $20-something, and you get yourself a sweet, sweet Batwing, and you impress all your friends. You impress your wife. She stays with you. The kids stay with you. It's the whole thing. You're saving marriages because she respects your collection finally. Your wife has been looking at that McFarlane Batwing. Let's face it, she's been looking at other options. She's like, I don't know, my husband. But then you bring in that Jazzinc Diorama. She's like, you know what? I married right. And then you go. So you're saving relationships as well. Get yourself a Batwing. It's Batman 89. Batman 89, guys. All right. We do have another super chat that came in right here. $4.99. A real super chat, not somebody trying to be tricky. I really hope the Batcave Diorama, and the Bat Armory from the Nolan trilogy are coming in 1/12. I mean, I'll speak for you, Joost, because you can't say it. I have to imagine that is somewhere in his head, because I'm looking at the background and I think he likes that stuff. So I'll just say
we've got the Batcave in 6 scale for already here. So yeah,
very good.
We can
we want to be very respectful of your time. So we only have 2 more hours to go. I'm looking at
we're going to stay here until we hit 1,500.
Yeah, you've had a busy day. I imagine you want to probably have dinner if you haven't yet. But thank you for coming on here and answering some of these questions. I hope that people, if you have questions, is there a place that they could reach out to, like a social media, or a place that I imagine can get overwhelming, but is there somewhere that generally that is best to follow Jazzinc for updates and information that you would like to share?
Yeah, it's the closed Facebook group is where we are the most, where we share most of the behind the scenes stuff. So I would suggest, if you want to follow, go there. If you're not on Facebook, YouTube is okay. I do some updates there, not as much. And if you have any urgent questions, you just email us, info@jazzincdesigns.com or support@jazzincdioramas.com. That will work. And we answer within 1 business day, 99% of the time.
Jeez.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you, Joost. Thank you for coming on. Again, we want to respect your time, get you out of here. Thank you for being so honest and open with the question. We like, I think this is the right thing to do. Come on places like this and just answer, you didn't seem to shy away from anything. Not that you are beholden to answer anything you don't want to, but I think I think people always appreciate, especially in the modern day, when creators come on and it's like, hey, I'm a real person. This is my story, and I will answer what I can answer. I think that means a lot versus like faceless, nameless. Where is this company? So I thank you so much for coming on, and it
was really fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will do my wrap up and then I'll pass it to John. Thank you, everybody, for showing up on a Saturday. For people that have DM'd me about a certain Spirit of Flipboard that is going up on sale in 40 minutes, be ready because it's going to be a bloodbath. That's all I got to say. John, you want to say anything?
Who doesn't love a good bloodbath, which is what I'm about to go take right now. So thank you all. Obviously, follow Jazzinc, Back the Bat, and just be on the lookout for new future releases from Jazzinc. Thank you so much for being on. Thanks to everybody in the chat for being here. And I guess we'll see you